You're drowning in debt. That's a qualification for coming on this show, okay? The Good Rest Park, Starbucks, McDonald's. Oh, you're not willing to cut back on anything.
This isn't a reality show. This isn't a prank channel. This isn't one of those scripted dramas built in an editing room. This is personal finance content, except the lesson comes with someone getting screamed at over a $600 DoorDash habit. And somehow, it's one of the fastest growing corners of YouTube right now. Meet Caleb Hammer. Here's what nobody tells you about his channel before you press play. It's not really about money. Actually, it's watching a man take apart a stranger's entire financial life, transaction by transaction, in front of millions of people. And somehow, people keep coming back for more. So what is this show actually doing? Why does something this uncomfortable pull in this many views? And how did one guy turn public financial humiliation into a multi-platform empire? Let's get into it. The show is called Financial Audit. Before you even click, the thumbnail's already screaming at you. Big red letters, someone's face frozen mid-argument, text like, "You're crazy," or "This is insane."
That one was opened for, you got pre-sale tickets to the Eras tour.
For the Eras Tour!
Yeah.
The Eras Tour!
Titles like "Crazy Ex-Girlfriend is Mad I Won't F*** Her," or "Failed of Model in Debt for Taylor Swift." That's the bait. Here's what's actually inside. The setup is dead simple. A guest comes on. They bring their real bank statements, real debt numbers, real spending history. Caleb pulls it up on screen, and he goes through it line by line, transaction by transaction. If someone's making $38,000 a year and spending $600 a month on delivery apps, he says it out loud, immediately.
One Main Financial 404.28 is owed. Nope, that's a fucking lie. That's your minimum fucking monthly payment. And it's 35% interest rate.
If someone's hiding a second credit card from their spouse, he finds it in the statements, and he makes them explain it on camera, and right then, with no warning, he just goes off at his guests. Sometimes the guest tries to laugh it off. He doesn't let them. Sometimes the guest gets defensive. He pushes harder. And every so often, someone brings something so reckless. A 5-figure gambling habit, a car loan bigger than their yearly salary, a business that's actually just money disappearing into thin air, that the episode almost doesn't need editing. It's already a spectacle. That's the whole show. On paper, that sounds like it should be boring. Spreadsheets, bank statements, budgeting terms most people tune out. But it doesn't feel boring. It feels like watching a car crash you can't look away from. Here's the part that should surprise you. Caleb didn't start out doing any of this. Caleb Hammer grew up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Nothing glamorous about it. He's described his own upbringing as average, without a lot of extra money floating around. He went to college for music composition. Dropped out once his channel started taking off. A decision plenty of people around him probably thought was insane at the time. Before any of this, he'd been in debt himself. Not any catastrophic debt. Just the ordinary kind that creeps up on people in their early 20s. Credit cards, impulse spending, decisions made without ever really understanding what they'd cost down the line. Nobody sat him down and explained any of it. He had to figure it out the hard way. So he started making YouTube videos about money. Straightforward stuff, budgeting explainers, tips on getting out of debt. It didn't hit. Views were small, nothing was sticking. Then he made one change that flipped everything. Instead of talking at a camera about money in the abstract, he started bringing real people onto the show and going through their actual finances with them. Live, unscripted, unfiltered. That single shift is the reason this channel exists in its current form. And it shows in the packaging. Thumbnails spelling out evil in blood red horror movie font.
Anytime that you've said, I want to get this, I feel like we need this, and I say, well, no, we don't have the money to spend on that, or that's just not something that we need right now, then it is immediately anger.
Class 3 obesity stamped across a guest's face like a diagnosis. Titles like Financial Audit's Most Abusive Mother and My 600 Pounds Audit. These don't look like personal finance videos anymore. They look like horror movie posters. Within about a year of launching the format, the channel exploded past hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Today, Caleb Hammer sits above 3 million subscribers with well over 3 billion total views across the channel and thousands of uploaded episodes. Why did it take off that fast? Because he didn't just find a new topic to cover, he found a completely new kind of tension. One that almost nobody else in personal finance was willing to touch. And that tension comes down to one specific thing: the way he crashes out on people. Most financial advice on YouTube is gentle, encouraging. Soft-spoken creators walking you through budgeting apps with calm background music. Caleb is the exact opposite of that, very much on purpose. He raises his voice, he swears a lot. He interrupts guests mid-sentence when he hears an excuse forming. He calls things out the second they leave someone's mouth, with zero delay for tact. If a guest tries to justify a $900 a month shopping habit, he doesn't nod along and gently suggest cutting back. He pushes back immediately, hard, sometimes cutting the sentence off before it's even finished.
I just made another loan, got my ropes done, but it was like $14,000.
Why? 14,000 for the
I was gonna tell him.
but you didn't, so I don't give it was.
It's not really a good
You
feeling to
never,
have that go.
What does that guy think about you being here with your ex that you can't stop giving money to?
I don't think he knows.
I did not tell him that we were coming here.
You threatened to call the cops on me if I put my hands on you.
Not the first time I had to call the cops.
He's gone as far as tracking down where a guest partner works to confirm a story didn't add up. He's pulled up an ex's financial information live on camera to prove a guest was hiding debt from a new relationship. One of his own episodes is literally titled "Around the Moment He Revealed a Girlfriend Was Giving Away Her Current Boyfriend's Money to Her Ex-Boyfriend Without Telling Him Literally." That's not a slip-up. That's the format working exactly as designed.
A lot of times, financial people online are very stiff and they're not enjoyable to listen to. But you talk shit and you're very vocal, and it's like, okay, I get this guy. I can relate to him.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. So there's a lot of folks out there that connect with you because of that, I think.
Yeah, they call us the Jerry Springer of finance, which
Which
I like. I take it. I take the ownership. They meant it as a dig at first, but I take it because it's fun.
Yeah.
People don't go into financial topics because it's boring. Why are you clicking on a video of a dude just sitting at the camera, just IRAs or this? No one's gonna get into that.
Right.
Personal finance class.
He's talked about this himself. On Joe Rogan's podcast, Rogan pointed out that most financial people online are stiff, not enjoyable to listen to, and that Caleb's the opposite. Caleb's response? People call his show Jerry Springer Finance. He said it started as an insult. Now he owns it. His reasoning is simple. Nobody clicks on a guy sitting at a camera talking about IRAs. So he gives them the roast, the drama, the relationship blow-ups instead. And somewhere inside that, the financial lesson rides along for free. So here's the psychological mechanism underneath all of it. When you watch someone else get called out for money decisions they can't defend, something in your brain reacts instantly. You wince. You mentally compare it to your own bank account. And then you keep watching until the end. It's confrontation dressed up as education. And it works because, honestly, nobody can look away from a public reckoning, especially one about money. The one topic most people are already quietly ashamed of. But here's where it gets messy. Not everyone thinks this approach is actually a good thing. Other finance creators have publicly questioned whether Caleb crosses a line. One well-known personal finance YouTuber made an entire video built around a single question. Is Caleb Hammer too mean to his guests?
Have you ever had someone freak out on you because you're being mean to them?
There was that one dude who stood up and started to walk out. He's emotionally imbalanced, so when I was pushing him too hard, he started to walk away.
It's not a fringe opinion. Plenty of viewers in his own comment sections raise the same concern. They say the show leans harder into confrontation and drama than it does into actual usable financial advice. That the humiliation is the product and the budgeting tips are just the packaging wrapped around it. And here's the uncomfortable part. Both of those things can be true at the same time. Because plenty of guests have come back afterwards saying the audit genuinely changed their life. There are documented cases of people paying off tens of thousands of dollars in debt within a year of appearing on the show. That's real. But it's also true that the loudest, harshest, most brutal moments are exactly what gets clipped, captioned, and pushed across TikTok and Instagram. The yelling is not the byproduct of the format. It's the marketing engine driving new viewers to the channel in the first place. So which is it? Is this guy actually helping people rebuild their financial lives, or has he just found the most entertaining possible way to watch broke people get torn apart? Because here's the thing people miss when they only see the yelling. The YouTube channel is just the cover now. Underneath, it's become a full business, built entirely on top of other people's financial disasters. There's a paid membership tier that pushes out extra premium episodes every single weekday. There's a podcast version of the show that's charted near the top of finance podcasts online. There's his own budgeting app, designed to take the lessons from the show and put them directly into people's phones. There's limited run merchandise drops that sell out within days of launching. Think about that for a second. The guy who once couldn't manage his own credit card debt in his early 20s has built a financial education company worth millions of dollars. By putting other people's worst financial decisions on public display week after week for an audience that keeps growing. There's something almost poetic about that arc, and something a little uncomfortable sitting right underneath it too. So is Caleb Hammer actually helping people, or is public humiliation just the best content strategy nobody else was willing to try? Maybe it's both. The shouting gets you in the door, the change happens after. Either way, he turned other people's financial disasters into one of the biggest shows on YouTube. And you're still watching. If you want more breakdowns on creators built on controversy, subscribe. More of these coming. And drop a comment. Does he actually help people, or is it just entertainment in disguise?